Okay, well, it's 3 words, but I didn't even know which is 8 letters.
Yeah.
I love his 8 letters.
8 letters.
Oh, wow.
When you go back to the happy times of your relationship, I'm thinking of.
I can imagine. I believe though, if you're kunendawo uzondayo mazikhumbuza yena esilandelana kamnandi. The only times thought of an ex, then number one, I still think about you. Damn, she still occupy your mind. It's all over your thoughts.
Every day you couldn't function with her.
I would tell you what I do, really man.
I don't have any choice.
Mujapilo no JP Forest phakathi kwequantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sound of good times. Let's go.
Welcome to another exciting episode of iQuantum Podcast. I-podcast yomphakathi, i-podcast yasekasi, i-podcast yabantu bafethu. As always, bafethu angilomnyi one Quantum ngiyaqaba bafethu. Ngihlale ngiphethe abantu abashisayo. So fanda ku-passenger seat bafethu. Ngiphethe i-out yasemsodra. Ngiphethe i-out yaseSoweto. He go by the name of TK. Angring uTK bafethu i-TS record yabo. Angring a politician labo. But ngikhuluma ngombhalo wezincwadi bafethu. So fanda siringa ngencwadi bafethu, siringa nge-social anthology. So bafethu, ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for TK. Hola. Welcome to Quantum. Aware. So, tell one TK.
TK, Takalani, Nekokwane, Kensha, Atiasekasi, out in Chile,
Sure.
We aspire, but we don't Parama poems, I like writing poems. There's a means of escaping, and there's a means of detox on my level.
Yeah.
So it helps to clear your head, it helps to written, and you're able to strategize in time was to jot down your thoughts.
Sure. All right. Take us through your upbringing. TK uzalelwa phi, ukhulela phi, ukhula kanjani, ufundani makakhula?
TK uzalelwe Soweto eShawela. Went to school in boys. There's Athlon boys. That's where I attended school. After that, they went on to do Makosinyana, Richfield. Then afterwards, I also went to Boston
Media House. Sunset.
The one I attended with Mapon.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's where basically that is Kulelanji. It has.
All right.
Nothing much, but then I also fell in love with the art of writing.
All right. But before saying everything, yabo.
Yeah.
Asivule ngumkhuleko yabo. Sivele nje sibonge
T.
Uzwile. So yeah, well, i-passion yokubhala ikuyapho.
Passion yokubhala, it's from Miss Gale at Shop. So we used to attend Athlon boys. We had a teacher who was very influential in English.
Okay.
So she had a very good passion, Mrs. Collins. She had a passion for words, basically. So whenever we were in class learning about going through syllabus, we'd learn and then should encourage us to say, man, like at least if you have that interest now, like start writing, and that helps you also learn. The more you write, the more you also learn how to read, because it also helps you read more. So it was more of that, but we must. It was basically to encourage us to read more.
Sure.
So if it was just to sikwazi ukuchubeka silokufunda and to help us sikwazi ukugeza point masisibani.
Which Miss Bunny?
Mrs. Collins.
Mrs. Collins. Shout out to Mrs. Collins. Shout out to Mrs. Collins.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, what's up?
Angazi ngirap but bhala ngingabhala like I used to have
Boy, goes right.
I'm not a ghostwriter as such, but yeah, I'm gonna be a ghostwriter for amanye ama-agents.
Sure.
To at least one umbhalele something and then
Yeah.
go reply.
All right.
But like I was always in environment hip hop most of the time. Abangani bami ababhala ngiyabona hip hop, so it's hip hop rock like actually is that entails in this bias is explained.
So when we hip hop unganyo bani Tim? Khuluma melaba.
Khula ngilamela bani?
Yeah.
Khula kumamela obviously Slim Shady of umuntu angekho umuntu ongakhula.
Sure.
Obviously.
But depending on generation, I mean.
It doesn't matter generation.
Okay.
Even if I think it transcends every generation.
Sure.
But also Squatter Camp, your Armo, Ammunition, Pro, then Bonsa.
Bro, we're so into really. There's no way I'm gonna be pro.
Bontas and Harmony. So actually,
Bontas?
Yeah.
Damn, you old school, eh? Sure.
So growing up listening to the music he was listening to,
Yeah.
so it made it easier to join in and listen to the music that he was also listening.
I'm a Milan common.
Common, not really, but there was a few projects here and there working on it, but
Yeah,
I
especially
wouldn't
when it's
say,
a writer.
yeah.
Sure.
So I wouldn't say I was entrenched in music world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but the final show was made. I would do okay.
So yeah, I was about to start a camp now, your Pontans and Harmony. Then there's also J. Cole, obviously, when you come to generation, I know about Touchline.
Punchline.
Yeah.
Takalani, that's 1632.
Yeah, I out here a fresh banner. Nice to see you know, like emergents now. I know most of them listen to them more and more now.
All right.
So you have J. Cole, Drake. Actually, anything hip hop, as long as good music or great, then I'm for it.
Sure. All right. As I'm getting out, what is the title of your book?
The title of the book is The Social Anthology.
Okay.
So in anthology, it's always in
I
anthology.
think break it down.
Okay, the social anthology, to break it down, social, based on the fact that most of the poems, I'll post them on Facebook, post them on Twitter, and post them like on my social media platforms are different.
Sure.
Anthology is just a word that describes a collection of works. So, took the fact that I was writing and putting it on social media, and anthology as it's a collection of works and it's a collection of my works. So that's why I call it a social anthology. So it's a collection of works that are it's a collection of artworks. So it can be poems, it can be
Oh, yeah, I understand.
and I mean, I went on anime, so you could have an anthology and it's an anime
Sure.
anime book. So
No,
you
no,
could
it's
have like different stories. So it's not like one story from beginning to end. So each poem is a different story. So that's why it's called an anthology.
Okay. Dear reader, Masvula nje, very first page.
Very first page.
Uyasibulisa. Take us through the intro.
It's
Because now it's a break down in one.
Yeah.
I can see page to page,
Page to
understand?
page, yeah.
But yeah, well,
so yeah,
pick a few poems.
yeah. Okay, no stress.
Sure.
So in introduction, it's just to welcome the person, to make them understand that it's not a storybook. Because I know you cover up and it's look as if not a storybook about something specific, but it's also just to give you an idea as what TK is about. So it tells you what I've been writing for the past 10 years on and off, and it's showing you the few pieces that I hold close to my heart and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
And it's literally that. It's an intro to who TK is and what brought TK to this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, to tell you, you've been writing for over a decade.
Yeah.
So what was the first book?
No, this is my first book. Just that poems. I've just literally been writing poems. So it's always been poetry. Has always been a passion, but I'm the type that would go on stage and start doing slam poetry or everything of that sort. So my passion was more in terms of writing it and letting someone read it and then have their own perception and own understanding of whatever the work was.
What about my poetry session?
Not always, but here and there. In college, we used to have not necessarily poetry session formal, but I had friends in Abu who also had a passion for Bala. So we'd sit around, write, so it was more of a collective of abantu ababhlemayo together.
But you never been to a theatre?
Yeah,
Market theatre and stuff.
I've been to theatre. I've been to theatre. I've watched a couple of theatre productions. So I've went to the theatre.
Why you never went to poetry together so long as a poem with it?
I think it's to show if I wanna make
Sure.
then people are rapping and or come to scream, so it's too.
But why a specific place?
It's always been there. I think it's more
Sure.
of which it's a calmer setting. So it's a calmer setting, so you wouldn't necessarily have people clapping and shouting. So snapping your fingers is to show what you are with Indo Mutai Kulumayo and whatever emotion has touched you.
All right.
As you feel.
All right. That's my poem.
Yeah.
I think before see break it down, stories funded because it's very short.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we'll try to recite them. Yeah?
Okay, I'm not stressed. We'll try to recite them because some of them are in the long text. So it says, will the tears ever be wiped away from her eyes? Will her love stream ever run dry? Will I ever see her smile again? All the stresses she carries are very burdening. Her brave face is so inspiring. Her faith is so amazing, putting me to shame with all these dark thoughts that I'm in. Dying inside and truly bleeding, I ended up finding happiness to be misleading. But the serenity she brings to my soul is quite healing. A dose of what I need, what I'm needing, never left wanting. Bit by bit, my faith, she's rebuilding, teaching me how to love again. My fears, she's never letting go. I'm beginning to feel whole. I thank the Lord that since '93, in you, I always had my sensei, my spiritual healer, while navigating this thing called life and getting through our daily dilemmas. I love you, Mama.
So this one is specifically dedicated to Mama.
Yeah, it's basically a letter to Maulid.
Okay.
Yeah, so as the poem says, she's a very faith-based person, into spiritual, and into
oh, Mama's boy, I sing her boy.
Everyone is a mama's boy. Mama's is
Sure.
But it's okay, a mama's boy. But
yeah, shout out to Molly.
Yeah, so
yeah, but why 93?
No, 93. I was born in 1993.
Oh, that's why you say since 93.
Yeah. So instead of having to write 1993,
sure.
say 93.
No, I understand which is in 93 is 1993, but the thing was why specifically that year?
No, because I believe from that year she's been the challenges that we've gone through in life
since day one.
Since day one, I've never ever felt as if my old lady man push less idea or
sure.
She's the one who never things are going wrong. You have to keep your faith. God will put you through. Isn't that he doesn't have faith in that you can achieve it. So she's always in terms of building faith. She's been very instrumental.
Okay, all right. Then welcome to the family. Who are you welcoming? So welcome on my code.
Get married now. She'll get her own.
Sure. So who are you welcoming? Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. It was the birth of my niece in 2013.
Oh wow.
She was the first grandchild of my old lady. So it was. I felt inspired to write her a letter that Marakula.
Well, that's why I would say, dear little niece. Yes. You are finally here.
Yes, because we were all waiting for her to arrive.
Okay.
So when she finally arrived, it was that at least Let me write her a letter. So it was, as much as it's a poem, but it's also a letter that when she grows older, she can also read and reflect on.
Yeah, because my I want to study poem on matric results. Abanye bafuna ukusibona, abanye ba discouraged yabo, abanye basaba nokuphuma ngaphandle yabo, abakwazi ukuface abantu yabo, abanye they are over the moon, they are over excited, bajabule kakhulu because of bapase grade, abanye abacanga ukuthi bachune because of akazi ukuthi uzotuna after matric. Akana nyuku ke tertiary, omunye akapasanga grade and stuff yabo. So go and write matric.
Yeah, so I wrote that in matric actually.
Oh, both Varela way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
as if we short.
It was the last day of Skrefa, last day of papers.
Yeah.
So during your exam once, and just when you finish writing your exam, you have to wait until you are let out. So as I was sitting, then this came. So it says, go and write matric so we can celebrate your achievements for a day. Celebrate how much you've overcame just before we let you go and get lost in the system again. Letting you get lost in the system, holding you down a 9 to 5, an 8 to 4, all the word metaphors. Go and struggle for a piece of paper for a couple of years, only to be oppressed by whites and madly success blacks that fuel your nativity and oppress you with your own reality. So
Deep, eh?
So you were in matric and
so you're preparing yourself for your 9 to 5. You're preparing yourself for your struggle with Sispan and
knowing full well. Yeah, because I mean you see people who but they're scared, people who finished going to do their degrees, finished doing there's people who have engineering degrees at times sitting at home and having no way to use them. So at that time it was that, because I also went on to go and study a degree in marketing. But then it was that of saying, what's the point of going to go and study if all I see around you is people who study, people who we think are successful, but then they haven't been able to utilize their qualifications. So when I wrote it based on Umundo Pumai, who's in a way scared of what was to come.
Yeah.
I was terrified of what was to come, had no idea of after matric, what's the plan?
Ethnic restaurant bafethu sise restaurant siseklapini siphakathi inside ngaphandle bafethu kuneyikuta ayawezana nama sound abungamla bayashaya isikuta bafethu so nisibekezelele yabo so but otherwise yiyo vele into esifunayo quantum ukuthi singanigayi sound e1 every week njalo qho yabo so apha sithubeka uthiyama fandafi still now thibhalayo bafethu yabo so
self-published work.
Yeah, incwadi yakhe sizoyingenela kancane. How do I tell you? Yini na uthiyama sakushare?
No, I don't sakushare. But you know, there's people you fancy, people that you like, but then you don't necessarily have the words to
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I into how do I tell you, maybe maybe already podile angicaba ukuthi bani ngimtshele kanjani yabozi
I know it was at a time of Bonukeng that you actually like.
Yeah.
But
ekwabala kwenzaka thiya
ekwababa yazi
akamthemba uSteve
yazi ukuthi kwaba could have saved you but
sure.
So it was one of those situations. But then it was also like
asifunda uthi ame ngiyayithanda ayithethile kona ngathi mnandi ufuna ukuzwa ukuthi kahle lo girl yini lengakabe kushaya kangaka nayi wafunda nangayi. How do I tell you?
So how do I tell you that I love you when the very phrase keeps haunting me? How do I tell you that I love you when these 3 words keep choking me? I mean, these 8 letters have a hold over me. I have a deep regard for you, but I can't tell you the way you want me to.
Sure.
Then it says, she says it's all right. At least you aren't clean. Time passes, she asks, why aren't you with me? Deep inside I shout, because I love you. But these words don't have the legs to make it past my mouth. And the fact that you persist for me to say these words is an issue. So I start to compliment your hips, compliment your contours of your lips, trying to deter you from this pressing issue. Blessed that I got a chance to be with you, but the fact that I can't say these 3 simple words seems like I've deeply hurt you, and I probably don't even deserve you. And every time I think about it, streams of tears rush through my face, loathing myself for every tear that you shed because I can't say these words. But no matter how much I try, I can't bring myself to say I love you. So be brave, be hasty, be quick to tell me you hate me. Though I know you love me dearly, because deep within your soul is where I know I'll find me. As I write this letter trying to explain these words that confine me, I hope one day I am bold enough to utter the words I love you. I just hope that you are still willing to hear them from me. Yeah, so no, actually, there's times where you go through life where saying I love you doesn't feel right. Yeah, so it was at that
so
phase
these
of my
3
life.
words,
Yeah.
no, it's selling Dion. Remind me of selling Dion.
It's a simple 3 words, but they're very, very, very powerful words.
Yeah.
It's very powerful words that you can't just go around saying willy-nilly to anyone.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's 3 words, but I didn't even know which is 8 letters.
Yeah. I love
So
you.
I love is 8 letters.
8 letters.
Oh, wow.
You sit down, you count.
I counted before.
Yeah, so it was that. Yeah, like motions apart, and you consider with mouse I love you. The impact of saying that those 3 words,
Sure.
and it's not something where it should be just said for the sake of saying it.
All right.
Yeah. I couldn't do jelly, but yes.
So you Vaisha.
No, it was not a good even who I was not close to, someone I was close to. And just saying I love you, it didn't sit right with you. I'm not at the space. So it was just I can't just say I love you to someone and no me to believing fully there.
Manje kunala ukuthi angazi ukuthi lento lengizoyibeka ngale ndlela oyifuna ngayo. Wazi kanjani phela uyifuna ukuyibeka kanjani?
But when you're with someone you know, if you're dating someone and you know the things that calm them down, things
well,
like
and I already listened to it.
yeah.
Or you just wanted to express yourself.
Yeah, so it was, I couldn't say the words I love you at all. And that's why at the time it was just one of those things. I couldn't just say and be okay with Kambama.
Sure.
I love you. Now, as I should do that, when I got figured out.
Hey, Marangati Lama title uthando bayo.
I mean, you go through life, you fall in love. It's
lonely times, thought of an ex.
yeah.
Hey, who puts the ex yaka?
So when you're feeling lonely and then
Sure.
with
Hey,
a
Koda Luyamutu.
gorge nayo bokanje khona
Asikeleza, asifu.
seafood
Asifu.
all right, so lonely times, thoughts of an ex. Do you miss me? Wonder if you ever miss me. Miss the kisses we used to share with deep intensity as I sit and stare at pictures of you, wondering if I could just picture in that we ain't never splitting up. We'll try to recapture what we lost before we knew it could come at a cost. I mean, forget we ever met before. We each had something hard to bear. Before deep-rooted scars became a scar, I mean, forget that we ever met before. We each had something we had to bear. Before deep-rooted scars became a scar, we wouldn't just be free.
Okay.
Once again, dare to be caught up in a love affair. Damn, I wish I was with you. Wish the things that led us to split up weren't such issues. Damn, I miss you. I seriously miss you. Feeling like a refugee of my own body. Distorted images making it feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't want me concentration camps in the mind of all becoming haunting. With each sweet memory replaying. Living in the past. Really living in the past. Why couldn't we make this ship last? Looking for a rewind button so we could get back the time we just looking back for a rewind button so we could just get back the time where we just were simplicity of love was the only key. Someone helped me rewind time so to stop myself from being a selfish being because these tumbling tears have left me with the inability of exhaling.
Iziphi enye imbizo ukhuluma ngazo Thiyabo? Usakhalela or ukhale bohlukana na?
Ukhale mangihlukana naye, ukhale when you go back to the happy times of your relationship and thinking of
I can imagine. I believe if you're level kunendawo uzondayo bazikhumbuza yini.
That short period of time, there's even certain songs that you can't even listen to because of how much this person meant to you. But because the end of then it's like, hey, how do I even go forward now?
You feel like you can't live without her?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was.
So how do you move on?
This. Me writing it down, saying that actually, being honest with myself and saying that I'm clinically so I actually miss this person. And
so do you advise people to pick up your phone and call her? Not to say you want her back.
I wouldn't say call her, but there's different.
But sometimes
it depends on how
after talking to her.
Yeah, that's what it also depends on how it ended. Sometimes if there wasn't any strong, then
no bad vibes.
Then it's easy to pick up the phone and call and say food.
As the only times thought of an ex. Then number one, I still think about you. Damn, she still occupy your mind. It's all over your thoughts.
Every day you couldn't function with her.
I'll tell you what I do. As if they will laugh. Yeah, because I want to make a situation over simple. But last time I'll just assist.
All right, so I still think about you.
Sure.
I tried closing chapters of you in my life and leaving you in the past. But like the main theme, I carried you through. My pen still singing your praises. My page still hung on the moments we shared. The butterflies in my stomach won't let me forget.
I'll tell you again. It's a my butterflies.
You can't love someone and not have butterflies.
Sure, I understand. But like, maybe we're 6 months over here. 6 months young. Still, I feel like my butterflies.
That's how much.
I'll think it up.
I'm an
You can't say Sure.
My page still hung on moments we shared. The butterflies in my stomach won't let me forget. Season after season, new main characters are cast. The only script I am able to pen is a reflection of you. The ad breaks in between are happy memories of you. Like the COVID smile, you have, or how you're supposed to be the brand ambassador of Maybelline. Blueberry cheesecake ice cream, the one product I can't bear to see because I'm afraid of memories of you will come rushing through my head.
You see? This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, because it's a reminder. Because it's a reminder of what Ukubani?
If over a stadium outside stadium.
Stadium is one after my 2 years. It's one after my 2 years.
Man.
Oh.
Sure.
So, blueberry cheesecake ice cream, the one product I can't wait to see because I'm afraid of memories of you come rushing through my head. Capture and hold me hostage while I keep trying to get to the surface. Can barely breathe. Brain hemorrhaging. I'm in need of oxygen. I can't bear to be trapped in this sarcophagus again. So I pen this final season of you being the main theme, the curtain call for your character. I hope I am deaf to the whispers of my pain that seek to praise you. I hope my page is able to sever the threads that hold the memories together. So thank you for all the wonderful seasons. But this series has finally come to a close. The director's cut finally done, and will always be embedded in a special place in my heart.
Sure. Damn, I like the metaphors. I like the figure of speeches that you used when you were writing this.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at it as much as it was therapy, but it was also having a way of playing with words. So now umuntu ohlezi phansi makafunda can actually imagine themselves being in the same situation. Where
so we value the chapter.
Yeah, no, that chapter is done.
And it's over now. So why is this shy stamp? We
now we are totally done.
You sure?
It's over now. Yeah, I think this one was made for someone else.
Oh, okay. No, it's too bad. Because I'm sitting here. Hey, man, I'm not going to break up.
I mean, life.
Trust me, you're the only one.
You meet people, and I think for me, the fact that I find expression through writing at times. Yeah. So for me, song is Yafana, and with me, for me to get to a place where I write called Dangbong Channel, now I'm feeling comfortable with what has happened and everything else. I'd rather be part and then go through the emotions, pass into those emotions are done and I finish.
Okay.
So, it's therapy, fun, and what are my titles, friendly?
Do you find yourself in a position where you write, then you pause?
Always.
Be emotional, like I can't finish this poem.
Yeah, because usually it could take even a week sometimes to follow the poem one because
sometimes they 8 lines.
Yeah, because of how much what the poem means to me.
Sure.
So it's not easy. And then all of a sudden it starts to forget.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's a process. So as much as it's a process to fall in love, to fall out of love with a person, it's just another process in itself.
I'll tell you. Destroy who is.
It's very easy to destroy something.
So let's have a policy glimazi,
I see how much
I feel cool. I got that. It's over.
Yeah. So that was someone else.
Okay. As well, we're dealing also Eminem now. So she's a Superman. Never loved you. Never trust you. We just met. She's an Eminem.
Yeah. So it says it's over now. Who's going to show me how to love another human being? Who's going to show me how to love another human being better now? Loved you to hell and all the way back. Now that you're not here, I'm not sure if I'll be able to take that
all the time.
All the time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't spend together.
All the time we didn't spend together.
Sure, yeah. Now I regret.
Now I regret. Wait.
So lovely, like
oh yeah.
Now I
regret that we could have had memories and been able to enjoy sharing the flashbacks. Wishing I could get back all the times we were through her body. The times we were through her body. I'd watch time pass, like sent through an hourglass. how blissful it would be to watch the hours pass. Now all I have are reminders of you, like bookmarks of my life, showing me where I should have picked up, but seems like I've skipped too many chapters, as if this love story had ended before it even started, doomed and beaten before it could even put up a fight. Before
Yo, I'm losing myself.
yeah. Before it could be reiterated to the rest of the world. Before the surface of it was dug up to find the gold. Before time had the chance to reveal how the story would unfold. So it could be echoed through the beating hearts of generations to come. How beautifully wonderful these stories would be. Better those that preceded it before. But then yet again, seems like the perfect true love story has eluded my grasp once more.
Yo.
Yeah.
Like cells in the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. Thina sikhule simamela sibukela bo days nabo the Paul. Silo generation le. Besiphila yona uthembe singena choice.
Yeah, but that's what we all learned about uthando in a way.
Sure. Yo. Hi, Bafet Nekha, see Quantum Podcast, Bafet. There's no way you would sing a Quantum Podcast, sing a ring it takes. Taxi driver.
So Taxi Driver now, it's also another conceptual poem taking on the character of being a taxi driver and the daily struggles some taxi drivers that they go through. Because usually as people always look down on people that serve them. So if we go to a taxi driver, then there's
Markets.
Sure. I went to market, I didn't go to school. And when you consider what some people actually go to taxi industry,
Graduates in taxi industry.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised that the number of graduates are back home taxi industry, but because of the situation, because of responsibilities that people have, you end up having to go. It's a way of being with that. So what's the point of what you imagine to be locked down upon just because we have Tata from Erekeni, now we're Spanish.
Hi, I see Kelly as a taxi driver. If we get saying about person injured too.
Yeah. So I wake up, taxi driver. I wake up when a whole lot of other people are still enjoying their deep sleep, while I have been snatched out of mine by this alarm that makes me want to fake being sick. I mean, I leave while it's still dark, only to return to the same kind of darkness. Well, I guess I have to go home. So I put on my jeans, t-shirt, and Converse sneakers, and top it off with a sport, with a matchstick in my mouth for good measure. I wake up to pick up that dude with a really nice suit who thinks he's better than me by taking me to the corporate insanity, just so I can feed my family, knowing that I can look in the mirror and know that I'm living honestly, rather than the suit who's trying to avoid a penalty for evading his tax. With this young dame that thinks I'm lame because I sit behind the wheel with this high ace with 15 other people who think they're doing me some grace by some grace. I get a smile through, though it's dismissive, but it shan't break my spirit. While many think I'm illiterate, not knowing that many of us sit behind the wheels of these cabs whilst holding degrees and diplomas, yet you hardly ever hear us being pompous with these young college and varsity freshmen that think they are better than us, just because they can still dig into money and get his pockets, looking fresh in their new apparel, thinking that they are too good for this job, this job, because they never had to struggle to copy it. Yes, some of us are educated men, but then again, what is an education when there are people that need you to be? There are people that need to be nurturing. I am a transporter interested with carrying delicate goods, more than just a taxi driver.
More than just a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Can you break it down?
So, I mean, if you look at it, you're entrusting your life to someone else. From the moment you give a cab to the moment you execute, there's a lot that can happen, and you have no control of it because I'm still driving.
And he's in control.
And he's in control.
He's making sure we will save.
We'll save.
Sure.
And there's 15 other souls that are Super 16, and there's 15 other souls in the taxi with me. And
I can't tell, you're right. Really, you live now, I can't tell.
So this person is responsible for not just the NI1. It's responsible for all these other souls in the island. Plus, Nalizi Moto is struggling. So they are not just taxi drivers, they are people who are transporting you to go. They are the backbone of the economy, essentially.
Sure,
because
yeah.
You have
to support that, bro. I remember my taxi was striking.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to Spanish in the day.
And that goes to show you
how important. Big time on that day. Yeah.
So it goes to show you how important the industry in itself.
But you never know what you have until it's gone. Because never corners like the shit. That's when you realize, sure, how you.
So that's it's the same way I want to ababukela pants all clean for them. Until that's when you realize that I'm and you get to appreciate incidents more once you're able to put yourself in their shoes.
Sure.
So it was that. It's more, in a way, it's a letter, it's an ode to taxi drivers. It's not just abantu the way people like to phrase it. There's plenty who. It's a passenger. If they are being honest. Because man had to get two more stops down the road, so I complain.
Sure. So you're being pushed. You would probably really like it. I'm late. Sure.
Then when you tell us because in a way it all interlinks.
But beside it, I've learned to into more easy city, man. We try a lot of too much.
Yeah.
With our subordinates.
Yeah.
In that I decided I so much.
I'm about believe.
Professional for the sponsor.
You get comfortable and you learn the ins and outs of what you can and can't do.
I want to be a DJ. What a title. I want to be a teacher. We have one of a way teacher. I was a one-way teacher.
Yes.
So it's actually I want to be a teacher.
No, it was Anthology. There's no man just as a stereotype. I'm a teacher. So it was just a conceptual point to say in Pillar teaching, that's exactly. Always in the last life.
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
Story see every day.
Talk unless it's like easy.
Sure.
So it was just that. It was from that point of view of saying, I think people are able teaching. I think Monday, so I want to be a DJ, but then not something that I ever wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. I see from that. Oh, yeah, too bad. I think you're let me make it down. Yeah. I want to be a DJ. I want to be a DJ.
Okay. And we're getting different women.
But then it's the stereotype, so it was just playing into the stereotype. So it says I want to be a DJ, getting different women by the bucket load. Every day, if it wasn't that good looking, even if I wasn't that good looking, but the flavor I'd bring would make them stay. Could opt to be a singer, but my voice ain't that good. Could be a jazz musician, but the tunes I play could make me look like I'm too old school, making these young dames think I'm a bit of a fool. Could opt to be a rock star, but I haven't learned or picked up the required instrument. Thus far, could be a soccer player, but then again, being a defender wouldn't get me the buzz I required to be known as a house on fire. Though the player status is still associated with being a soccer star, could pull the girls that are desperate and are in dire need of attention and short-lived fame, and eternal flame and burning desire I have could make me a dancer. But the 2 left feet I have wouldn't be able to do the quick step. could go for law enforcement, but the informal way would have me pay many secrets. Dark, heavy secrets too of fellow uniforms that could lead me to a life of drinking as a way of escaping the grim reality of the secrets I'm keeping. And the one and only time when the Danes would ever see me would be during payday or when they need help. They've been caught creeping. So I want to be a DJ, stand behind the decks, portray an image of cool, confident guy when deep inside I haven't been able to confess the issues I'm facing. Get everybody dancing so I'd, for the moment of my set, forget the individual I would have to face when I'm off stage. But in actual fact, I want to be center stage, giving it my all, where the fans and supporters would allow me to be sort of vulnerable. Bear my heart and soul, still be thought of as gold. For now, I want to stand behind the decks, get everybody hot during the cold, until the day the inner being can get and be bold. Stand in front of the table and help. That had kept me restrained and made me think I had found my sanctuary. I want to be a DJ.
You want to be a DJ?
Yeah.
Away. So tell me, udlala i-disc?
Not really, but
ngamadivena ngathi ulezi zidlala emuva because thina masakhula madlala i-disc yabo if bongekho mnandi besikubeka emuva or ube goalkeeper.
ukuthi yazi ukuthi mfethu bodlala nama-gents ekhasi plus I've always been a big kid from ebuncaneni, so yazi awukwazi ukugijima ayele emuva. So even if ukuthi uyadlala uyacaza ukuthi so uyi-defender, so and then we hardly ever pay attention to defenders.
Well, Ukauntile being a musician or rock star, jazz musician, and also soccer player. You counted different professions like
being in uniform,
sure,
enforcement.
Like, I was looking for that word.
Yeah.
So you believe ukuthi easy to sonke into le?
Not to easy, but it was the concept of being
DJs, they were more important than all this.
Yeah, at the time when I wrote it was more of I'm more DJ on guitar violent. So you hardly ever need to be like, you didn't necessarily have to have musical talent. As long as you was a mixer and a good ear for music, you was it. That was it. So it was more of I'm a DJ. Or put on my decks and put in music, you're sorted. So you didn't necessarily have to be like a musician as such. But now you have to be a performer.
Sure. But two left feet.
Yeah, because
sure.
You hardly ever saw DJ dance in the back of the day where you DJ wears a bang on my decks, you jive and murder. What murder does, it's not something most DJs would ever do. Because more of what was important. So after that,
African women. Why everyone African women? Like, I'm a musicians, they sing about African women. The poets, you write about African women.
Those are the most beautiful women in the world.
So have you met one? Have you met the one?
I always have met the one, but
sure.
African women are beautiful. They're beautiful. They've always.
So now African women who my curves,
besides my curves, but then especially black women, because it's women that you can easily relate to, because it's women that you live with, it's women that you talk to every day. So it's women that besides strength, to strong and having to face the world, they in the same way they don't do my lady has to be strong for the world, but then come home and be gentle enough. African women, I mean, like, and yet they're still able to be gentle and loving and be abantu who you can, as Mchika, can find your refuge in. Because most of the time, emergence, even if you're friends, but then there's one person now which you have a significant other, that's your person that you go to for business advice, for life advice. So it's more of that.
I want the movie life.
Yeah, because the
movie life, you portray everything perfect.
There's happily ever afters in movies. People meet their love of their lives at the most random of places. So the movie life, it's always that thing of everything happens in a picture perfect way.
Yeah.
So I can do ever wrong, and the ever wrong is only wrong for a split second. About the movie, we're always happy. It's never a film, it's always for a short period, but then it's never the reality of.
No, movie
Exactly. And then we live happily ever after.
In real life,
Yeah, also
Sure.
that the movie life seems very happy.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's to write it from that perspective of Donkey Hambalas.
Lovers or friends? What are we talking about?
So you create that's way. It's the bond.
Siyabuya ngale movie. Siyabuya abantu bazofeyinta, abantu bazomela inhliziyo. Idisk wafethu. Bathi siyancanya. Yawasho uthobe njani? Athi soccer can kill you a real death. Sure. You are the reality. Lovers or friends?
Yeah, lovers or friends, it's exploring that when you are not sure what the friendship, the person-in-law, are you guys friends? Guys, lovers?
Should I find friends or?
Not even. Where you are close. Yeah, you are literally in a situation where you feel confused. Imagine nowadays.
But I'm sure
No,
email based.
Besides email based, even in a situationship. When you find yourself in a situationship. So that, in a way, it's discussing that way. Now you no longer know.
Hayi sesekuningi ngeke sisikele zonke bafethu ne wathi kunale 3 layer ngeke siyeke le siphezu kwayo.
So
Lovers or friends? Ikhuluma ngama insecurities. First line nje ithi these insecurities.
These insecurities heavy weighing on my heart, making it bleed. I'm in need of security to keep paranoia from roaming my head. Loving you from a distance is tearing me apart. Sitting back in silence, praying that she would open her vocal cords and speak to me. Caressing me indefinitely, thinking back to all the missed opportunities where I'd hold her close and tell her she's beautiful, instead of telling her how I really felt. Suppressing all these raging emotions deep inside of me. Not used to feeling this. So many thoughts occupying my mind, accompanied by pictures of you. But what I really want is memories of you and I, of memories of you and I, and all the good times we shared as well as the stupid fights, feeling my thoughts, having the kind of love that cannot be bought, and making it through all the prejudice and judgments of all the stupid judges whose judgments shall not pass into existence. But with the friendship we have forged, worth losing over a relationship we have no idea then how it's going to turn out.
Damn. Too deep, eh?
Yeah,
But
so,
when I believe to avoid such, you share it.
No, I'm sure that's things. Would you rather lose a friend? Because sometimes the
That's
friendship
sometimes
is
against
better.
that. So the mood now you share ngawe. Yabo.
Yeah.
Umele wena nje uthathe action. Futhi asekho nesidingo sokuthi ushare manje. Thatha action awuthi yabo. Yabo. Push away.
But
Unlike
if you add-
ufika usithika umcobe phambi kwakho lokhu khona. Wena lokhu umbhekile ngoba umntana akunayo mfethu until aza lose interest akale. Slow kakhulu.
Yeah, so that poem is literally that where you explore what is.
So have you ever found yourself in such situations?
Nah, not really. Not really. So most of the time, at times I write based on.
Understand. But when I'm sola
In a situation. I don't think I'd want to find myself in a situation, so I'd rather put it out there.
It's me.
It's me. So I was going to meet you at
So if you
first
advise how
time.
much you do with you, fetch.
I end up a woman based. Hey,
30 actually.
yeah, I'd rather tattoo actually.
When I believe we just tell you about any potential.
So there's also that.
I mean, you about skill, but I believe we go to who skill my value have only potential. I wish I now. I have only potential. It's a fate, something coming.
But I think that
I'm happy to
also.
say another.
Nah, but interracial, you know, with you. Sometimes having a platonic relationship with a friendship will also fine. You don't always have to date
Sure.
the people that you find attractive or that you find what you know, say, or you find my emotions towards them. Sometimes the friendship is much more better for both of you because what's in Yazwana, then it leads to a whole lot of other stuff where you end up losing the friendship that you guys have.
Dear Mrs. Right.
Yeah, so
As if we were here.
this one was it's good Palila for the day, Mrs. Light. She
Oh, okay.
so it's for the day she actually comes.
Sure.
So dear Mrs. Right, thought of you being a hopeless romantic. Oh, thought of being a hopeless romantic, but being romantic is hopeless when you live in a world where being romantic is frowned upon by the masses and society of your peers. Finds the bad boy to be the real McCoy and all the social media influx of all the niggas that are beefed up like they were chiseled out of some sort of special human tissue. And this has somewhat become the bar by which young men are forced to try and live up to. As if tall, bulky dudes are the perfect creation, which the rest of us should look up to and draw some aspiration. And yes, society has adopted the Barbie doll image as perfection, but in some way has become more accepting of the fully figuredness of African women and made it a bit more comfortable for her to live in her own skin, even though she clearly fills up her cups. At least now she can now get a few thumbs up, and maybe one day she'll be confident enough like those petite girls and also be able to rock a runway. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Wright, by the time I meet you, forgive me if I've become emotionally vacant and my give a fuck has taken a permanent vacation. And just take a moment to think about the things, or perhaps read this for all the things we are going to call bullshit. Secret.
Damn. So do you feel Mrs. Right at times but feel very systemic?
A lot of the times, yeah. A lot of the times you find the Mrs. Right, but because of these things that you've gone through, the challenges in Pilo has thrown at you, it's difficult to go on with you. This is the person that you've prayed for, this is the person that you've always wanted, and it becomes difficult for you to really notice or even accept her into your life. So it's basically bad. Now, the dear figure, she must just be patient and understand everything I've gone through life. And
so are we archiving the letter for her?
Yeah. We're archiving it. The day she gets here, it's like, this is why. Mm-hmm. So now she can understand it. Okay, at least there was a time where this person was romantic in a way.
Probably you wrote the letter on a 10. Ngenze ukuthi mhlawumbe encwadini uyifake una 25 mara when you wrote it on a 10. It's possible.
Well, it's very possible.
Sure.
But yeah, it's more that by the time you figure, she must just understand it.
Letter to the mother of my kid.
Yeah.
Asimfunde. Lezo siso siyasifuna ngoba manje sifuna uma umntana makafika azi ukuthi abantu asakubhalela incwadi ungakafiki. Before you were even conceived in your mother's womb.
So this is a letter to the mother of my kid. By the time you get to read this, I hope I've already made it. Covered my way through the world so I can provide for you and my seed. I hope that you and I aren't separated or get to the point where you use our child as a tool to feed all your lives. But then if we do get to a point where we are separated, I hope you aren't conceited enough to keep me away from him, turning me into one of those deadbeat dads that are never there for their kids, leaving the mothers with the stress on how to feed them, always coming up with stupid excuses on why they couldn't be there. And I pray to the Lord to give me this peace of mind not to become a set excuse of a father and be able to really love them and care for them. But I hope you and I can build a home, give our child a home that many long for but don't get to have. Give him the pleasure and serenity of growing up in a loving and caring home. I guess what I'm trying to say is that thank you in advance.
Wow. Such an inspiring letter, eh?
Yeah.
So, school mangan.
No, just to break it down, it's to say, Guti, I want the mother of my child to be with me. But the time Ndana Magafini, I don't want to raise a child in a broken up home.
So you don't believe in co-parenting?
It's very possible. I wrote this, I was still young.
Now you've changed your mind because you're still young.
Yeah, so the reality of it is, it's not something I would want. I would want to put in the same spot. But if the reality of life is when it's co-parent, then
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But then it's also to say thank you to Mamundana, because women go through a lot to get into the world. So it's also that I wouldn't want to share stress so so it's more of what I want to be a present father, make sure what is cared for. And which is why I'm saying by the time I meet her, I hope I've come my way through the world. There won't be any issues in terms of providing or being there for Ndana.
You got both steps. You got. How few much you find now? How much you fit? I support lang upon.
Yeah.
So okay, it's different reasons. About because of maybe so but abanye machita ina machita lawa proud with nabantwana 5 nabantwana majority abo awusiyama support abantwana.
So it's to avoid the because nakonda it's also a stereotype so as a way it's more of my chances here ukuthi umuntu uzobana abantwana abayi5 but akazi nokwazi ukuthi campus malini. So it's to run away from that stereotype and be different.
What are we addicted to?
Hey, that one it's being addicted to a person. So when you become,
I love. I'll tell me.
I mean, it comes with being a poet as well. So
because it's not everything about you.
Yeah. So when you become addicted to a person, where
as if
normally you still want to be there.
Amachita lokho yakhuza. Ngumile kusasa sikuthola unayo yes. Because addicted.
Yeah, so addicted. Stolen delicacies. I get lost in your abyss. The little I get, the more I desire. Getting burnt by your fire, intoxicated by the pain. I just seek to get higher in your hands. I relapse every time I try to leave. The cravings take me back. The deeper I go, pieces of me seem to let go until I find myself a mask and shell of what I used to be. You stole my innocence, and like a parasite, you keep eating away at me. To you, I'm just a mere carcass to feed your fire. Your fire knows no bounds, while my pain knows no limits. Yet time after time, I find myself engulfed in your flames. Third-degree burns scorching through my veins. Entice me. Inject me with your poison once more. once again until I feel it slipping through the pores of my skin. Trying to take pills for the acidification lost in a presentation, trying to present myself to you while I inhabit demons that are never severing the ties that shackle us together. As I buckle under the pressure, each demon summoning more like a virus. Your fire has multiplied itself in my life, spreading through far and wide, leaving it to be the only thing I yearn for. Now I wonder, will I ever be emancipated and rid of that fire?
Wow. So if I need drug,
Yeah, Tando at times can be like a drug. Tando at times can be like a drug. You can find yourself when these don't jailang just for the sake of saying ukuthi Tando, and you go far and beyond what you normally would. So that's where the addiction part of it is. Right? It's like you're addicted to this person, but this person keeps hating you more than anything else. So it's like it's the realization of that. But even there's times where you're watching documentaries where a person knows that they're an addict, but it's difficult for them to. It's like
sure.
So
as much as but
still they keep going back because of the little freedom or the little happiness that it brings them for that short period of time.
Can her sex game make you a researcher?
Sometimes for some other guys, yeah, but I mean, sex can only make you addicted to. I don't think you can get addicted to someone's sex game. After a while, besides the sex. And I think that's where now as a person, you should be able to live. So for me, it could be one of those where.
Since I couldn't know about her sex game, I want to see you naked.
I want to see you naked, but then it's not. It's the nakedness that's outside of clothing. It's the nakedness of being vulnerable, nakedness of her being herself, being transparent, being open, her being able to trust you with the deepest and darkest sides of herself. So that's the nakedness that I'm talking about with you. I want to see your truth. I want to see
the real you,
who you are outside of what you present to everyone else.
Sure.
So that's the nakedness.
I see.
Okay, I want to see you naked. I want to see you naked from the facade that you put on for the rest of the world. I want to see you naked, stripped down to your bare bones where you've hidden your truth. I've tried to undress you from the very moment I met you. Tried to see what lies beyond. No, undress, not able to.
Sure.
I've tried to undress you from the very moment I met you. Tried to see what lies beyond the glimmering facade that the rest of the world gets to enjoy. Endear me, give me the pleasure of knowing the parts of you that even you had forgotten existed. I wish I could see into your heart to see which strings I pull every time I immerse myself in these rhymes that seek to see behind these walls that you've put up. I want to see you naked as I stand in front of you, bare as can be. Let me see all the parts of you. Let me see all the parts you've buried deep within. So it's literally just funkbona umuntu.
Sure. I don't think I know how to pray.
Yeah. So it's a personal poem, which is why it's a personal poem because I think as at the beginning of the book where my lady is very spiritual and religious person and a relationship that you have with God. So when I wrote that, it was at a time where Impilo didn't feel vibrant. So
yeah, so you feel
it's like so it means corner indlela kumele ngithandaze ngayo ukuthi uNkulunkulu angizwe.
Because abanye yabona umthandazo uyaphendula.
And it feels as if umthandazo yabo iphendulwa fast.
Sure.
And they are called it's taking time, yonke into is not going ngendlela leyo ofuna ukuthi ihambe ngayo.
Let's read these 2 poems. Number 1, I don't think I know how to pray. Then opinions of Jen.
So it says, I don't think I know how to pray. Look up in the sky and see your power and wonder. When it will lay upon my head, then will the prayers be finally made real. When is it my turn to boast that I'm God's favorite? Lately I've been feeling like I'm being pulled in all sorts of directions, but the direction I want. Because the direction I want has had so many stumbling blocks. I've lost faith in my abilities and attitude. When the fruits of my labor are so close, I can taste the sweet nectar from the tree. But as I reach to only have the tree pushed further away, and I'm expected to keep laboring because one day I'll reap the benefits. When will these tears be enough to water the tree so it could bear fruits? Or is the soil tarnished that this tree isn't allowed to grow, isn't allowed to bear fruits?
It's deep, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it the way explaining ngakhona ukuthi feel ngakuthandaza ngendlela wrong.
Yeah, so it's more in a way ukumthandazo to God.
Sure. So it's a prayer on its own.
It's a prayer on its own to say kanti kuze kube yimi. I want to be able to also say I'm God's favorite.
How emotional are you when you write this?
It's very emotional. It's very, very emotional because at the time it's like you don't see anything going
Your way.
You don't see everything that you plan, everything that you work towards. It seems as if when you're one step closer, then it's like there's another 20 steps that you need to go through. And the more you keep laboring, it's like uyalima mara
Awabona amafutha
ukuthi yini le ngabe ilimayo. So it's like uNkulunkulu, when will my turn come where I can also say I'm God's favorite because my prayers also being answered. Or I feel my prayers are being answered.
So after that you stop praying because of the next poem you say I find it hard to pray. So that means there were days where you go with that prayer.
Yeah. So there's days, even weeks at times, where you go without praying.
Yafana.
Like, why would I pray? Because so it's one of those where it's the struggle of faith. It's the struggle of faith.
Let's read this in the last poem. I find it hard to pray.
I find it hard to pray now.
What's the last one?
So it says, struggling with faith, finding it harder and harder to pray. And it pierces my heart to hear my mother's unwavering faith. Praying every night that the Lord keeps me safe, blesses me to my heart's content, and I'm out here constantly feeling like a hypocrite because I preach prayer to family and friends to keep them going while I feel devoid of the essence of it. Pray and it will get better, but I feel like the noose around my neck just keeps getting tighter. A sarcophagus meant to keep the light out. And suck out all of my life energy, leaving me to wonder what I've done not to be one of God's favorite children, as it seems like everything I touch seems to perish into thin air. I write this questioning every word and every sentence. How dare I feel this way when you put a man in my path whose biggest cry was a decent meal and a soaked bath? Yet I can't lay these thoughts to rest. When this is supposed to be one of the happiest times of my life, but I find myself so drained and stressed than I've ever been. All the while, I'm expected to show up, smile, and grin, while deep inside I feel like I've fallen out of favor for committing one of the most deadliest sins. I know I vent and admit my prayers, and this is probably the time where my character gets defined. But for once, I'd like to feel that everything is fine, where my spirit and my mind feel intertwined, singing the same song and praising the most divine.
Damn, too deep, bro.
Yeah.
This is too deep.
So it was more.
So when you find yourself in this situation, what is the solution?
It's different for every person. But I think the more you pray, the more you keep your faith, the better things get, because there's a part where in the poem I say I find it difficult because my mother keeps praying, but I can't. It's like there's one person I know for a fact that they keep
So your
praying.
mother's faith in a way it hotspots.
It hotspots you, but it also iyacindezela because it's like, we grew up esontweni where kunale ukuthi as much as abazali bakho bekuthandazela kodwa nawe uNkulunkulu ufuna ukuzwa owakho umthandazo ukuthi what you want out of life. So there's that ukuthi I know my old lady is praying, but I can't. I don't feel good
The connection.
the connection, or I don't feel as if I'm in a spot where I can pray and really umthandazo weqiniso. So it was that.
So how do you find yourself redirected to God?
To be honest, my mother's faith. So my mom's faith is what has redirected back to Tandaza and having the relationship with God again, saying, okay, I know what isn't the one to always work out the way I think they need to work out, but having that faith, having the faith of it is those who are right, it's back, and what redirected me back to God, I'd say, was my mom. So if she...
Hebrews 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Yes.
So unfortunately, if faith isebenza kanjalo ayisebenzi ngama-results esiwabonayo, tangible things. So any version, it is a title deed.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the amplified version because it in brackets it's a title deed. So shooting a title deed now, sometimes I won't, but I'm a paper it's dead.
So it's that relationship, that struggle. I think we go through it at times where it's like, yeah, man, this doesn't but at least if that faith is there, it makes you up the following day. It keeps you moving forward. So we realize that.
Yeah, but you can lose everything, but don't lose faith. Once you lose faith,
yeah, so
yeah.
That's why even now there's that prayer.
Or you engraved it.
It's a prayer. So
or you engraved this prayer, yeah.
Yeah, it says, hold me in your life, God. Protect me from danger, save me by your command. Listen to my prayers and keep me safe. So this was when I was going back to have a good relationship.
Yeah, right, isn't it?
With God.
Even as soon as you know, you're right there, bro.
I live for words. I live for words. I live for painting pictures with words.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's in the corner again, and okay.
Okay, all right. So I hear you are waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have an audiobook?
Not yet. But the audiobook wouldn't necessarily be for Samuel. It would be for another company called Takalani. That's where for dramatic arts, literature, that's the holding company for that. Where they administer that, and they have writers, poets, painters, people who paint, the illustrators. Now that's who they have to register with.
Sure.
So Isambro, it's for music compositions. So anyone who does music, but who writes. So if this poem was to be part of a song, that's when I would be part of the song.
Okay.
So if it becomes part of a composition, then it's easier for it to be part of.
Ngumchita ngikhulumile kasi or uged ngikhulumile kasi or une-passion yokubhala bo.
Yes.
So or omunye ubhalile akazi ukuthi ayenze kanjani, like ayipublishe kanjani incwadi yakhe, or ayenze be-professional in a professional form njengeyakho, ngikuyibhale nje nge-board pen and stuff. So umuntu onjalo wenze njani? How do you advise her? Okay.
I mean, we have access to my internet cafe in a phone. You can literally download your word on your phone, write it out. Because in Carvalho, there's websites, there's people. If you have friends who do graphic arts, there was a cool misana now. Okay, please design.
I'm just for 250,
There's websites, websites that help with that, with creating covers.
website.
There's one that I know, Leonardo.ai. that helps you create covers. So, but I also found out after seeing the incident, because I got help from someone.
This is a dope cover. Who designed this?
So it's illustrated by Tulufelo Mtsokai.
Okay.
So she's a friend. She's the daughter of a friend. So who owns the artist girl now.
Sure.
So she did it. Then there was.
All right. Sure.
So she's the one that created the art and everything for him.
Yeah. All right. Okay. In closing, any message to our subscribers? Abantu baserenke.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Please go get a copy of the book. It's on Amazon. So because it's independently published, the publisher it's held on Amazon. So when you go on Amazon Kindle, just look for the book, Social Anthology. You'll be able to find it. And then I'll also share the link with you where you can go and have the book.